Okay, everyone, we'll call the meeting to order. Official time is 6:31. Runnemede School District meeting is officially called to order. The Board of Education is in compliance with Chapter 231 of Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act. The time, date, and location of this meeting was appropriately advertised by notifying the retrospect, as well as posting notices in the Borough Hall, Runnemede Post Office, Mary Vold School, Aline Bingham School, Grace Downing School, and the Runnemede Public School District website. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Ms. Beebe?
Here.
Ms. Davey?
Here.
Ms. Davidson? Mr. Lego? Here. Ms. O'Brien?
Here.
Ms. Sams? Ms. Warner?
Here.
Ms. Panzarella?
Here.
Ms. Spalding. We do have a quorum. Also present, Mark Iannucci, Superintendent, Sean McCarron, BA Director of Curriculum, Steve Gilly, Principal of Olds, Steve Maloney, Vice Principal of Olds, Gladys Hubbard, Director of Special Education, Frank Hines, Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds. At this time, I need a motion for approval of the February 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the
A motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions? Seeing none, roll call vote. Ms. Beebe? Ms. Davey?
Abstain.
Mr. Lego? Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
We have 5 votes. Motion passes. At this time, everyone's very excited for the 26-27 budget presentation. Tried to change the format a little bit this year. Mr. Iannucci made fun of my usual final screen of all the things we've done over the years, so I chose not to include it. Fine, it's all good. Here we go.
That's going to be at the actual official budget hearing.
Yeah, it's coming.
So just so everyone knows, the approval of the budget this evening is approval to submit the budget for 26-27 to the County Office of Education. They look over the budget, they review all aspects of the budget, and then they tell us if anything needs to change. At the April Board of Education meeting is when we actually approve the budget in its entirety for the 26-27 school year. So this is just the budget that we will be submitting to the county. In most cases, the presentation from this evening changes very little, if at all, from tonight until the April meeting. Please stop me at any point with any questions. Factors to consider within the budget. Runnemede did receive 4.8% increase in state aid. So Runnemede did see an increase of $454,890. One thing that the state has put into place is what they call guardrails, meaning that districts can only lose up to 3% and they can only gain up to 6% on their budget. So in other years, you'd see huge drops or huge gains when, my watch is listening, huge gains when it came to state aid funding. So now they put those guardrails into place to ensure the fact that no district would see any huge drop from state aid alone. Federal funds we were told to decrease all federal funds by 25%. As I've been telling the board each month, we have seen a delay in receiving money from the federal government for our Title I, Title II, III, IV, and IDEA money. We were to start spending those funds as of July 1st of this year. We did not receive any reimbursements of money that we spent until last month, February. So that was the first time we received any money in the bank for those funds. We were told to cut all of our title grants and our IDEA by 25%. That represents a reduction in the budget of $128,733. Healthcare costs. This is a big one across the state. Our healthcare costs will be increasing by 20%, which is an increase in healthcare costs in the district for $700,000. One of the big things that I always talk about is when we bring new employees in, they're only given one option of what healthcare they're able to take, and that's the EHP plan. Our employees who have been here for a while can also pick that plan, but with the EHP plan, this was a plan that the government came up with to save everyone money. Districts, workers, everyone. And what it does is, instead of paying a percentage of the healthcare cost, you are only paying a percentage of your salary. So with that being said, when you see an increase of 20%, the employee is not seeing that taken out of their salary because they're only paying a portion of their salary towards health benefits. So when the healthcare itself goes up 20%, the district is taking on that additional cost of the healthcare costs. Chapter 44 was put into place. That is to sunset, meaning they might revise it, change it. That'll be happening in 2027. Personally, I don't really see anything changing with that. I think there would be too much kickback on that. While we saw a 20% increase, I will tell you that the state employee health benefit program saw, I think it was 31.9% increase this year alone, which is huge. And those increases for state employee health benefits, they run January through December. So those increases already went into effect as of January 1st. The Department of Education does allow districts to take healthcare adjustment costs in addition to the 2% tax levy. So for us, that healthcare adjustment cost would be an additional $401,000, $401,014. And then finally, bank cap. This year we do have bank cap expiring from 3 years ago. Runnemede has $215,734 in bank cap that will be expiring if not used in 26-27. That amount has been built into this year's budget as well. That goes back to, so we usually don't have bank cap. The reason why we do have it is that goes back to our final round of COVID funds that we had for grant money that we ended up not taking the increase because we had the grant funds that we were utilizing instead at that point. What's in this budget? An additional multiple disabilities classroom at the elementary school level. Number 2, a new preschool disabilities classroom. Number 3, we have a new reading program coming in grades K to 5. I wrote 3 years, so the reading program has a large cost to it. It's a program for all of our K to 5 students. One of the things I was able to do was to work with the company that was selected to split that up over 3 years. We are getting materials in now. Teachers will receive those materials. They'll receive some training on those materials before the end of the year. And then, so we're making one payment now. We'll make another payment on July 1st of 26. We'll make the third payment on July 1st of 27. It just helps spread that cost out so that way it's not just one large lump sum. A large issue that we see with curriculum at this point is that every program you want to purchase is a consumable and an online license. That being said, you can no longer purchase something and keep it for 8 to 10 years. You have to purchase something usually every 5 years. If you purchase it just a 1 year, it's going to be at a higher cost, which is why you'll always see us going with a 5-year deal, and then we'll try to split that up over multiple budget years, so that way we aren't spending all of that money at once. Additional preschool classroom is being added at Kitty Academy. So we currently will have our 8 classrooms in district. We will have a preschool disabled classroom, and we will have a classroom in Kitty Academy, which is one provider classroom. That being said, we are at our universe. You might have heard me say this before when we talk about our preschool education aid. Universe is putting us at, I think we're over 135 at this point, which means that we have all of the number of students that they're expecting us to have, meaning we should be able to have a seat for every student within the Runnemede School District. We might need one additional class, but at this point, we are at what the state considers to be our universe. For that additional classroom, just to give you some numbers on that as well. I have them. I already wrote them down. So for it, we have 8 district classrooms. We received $1,682,917. That's a $136,967 increase from the 25-26. The difference in that is that we have 5 additional students listed in our preschool classrooms this upcoming year than we did the year before. You might ask why we have that. That will always fluctuate due to special education students that are in our inclusion classrooms. The state removes any special education student in our inclusion classroom because they will not support those students with the grant funding. So when I do the preschool grant, I am told that there is a minimum dollar amount I need to bring into the preschool grant from our general funds to support inclusion students. This year, it was about $275,000 that we are bringing from our general fund into the preschool grant to support our inclusion program and our special education students in the program as well. Questions on that? In addition to that, we received an additional $275,475 for a provider classroom. I want to be very clear with the provider classroom. The students in the provider classroom are Runnemede students that will be placed in the provider classroom. Parents may either request to place their students in the provider classroom, or depending on the enrollment and where we pull students from, because we're always looking inside. So we have one additional classroom at Bingham, we have one additional classroom at Kitty Academy. So most likely we will have one classroom for Downing, one classroom for Bingham, and then we have our classrooms at Vols. Parents can either request or we can place them there. If we place students at Kitty Academy, it will most likely be like due to the fact that they're on the Downing side. Doesn't mean that Downing students, of course, the majority of our classroom are at Vols, but that's how we will be doing the separating those two out. I will be overseeing the curriculum at Kitty Academy. I will be pulling money from the $275 that is allocated for the provider to pay for the curriculum. We will be paying for part admin cost that goes into running the preschool program. And then they will have to hire a teacher who is not, the teacher must be paid a similar salary to what our teachers are paid. The aide must be paid a similar salary to what our aide is paid. But that teacher is not a part of the union. They're not a part of the, they have to hold the same certification and the same requirements. They will be included when we plan field trips. They will be included in all of those things. Those students will transition from Kitty Academy directly into the kindergarten classroom that they're supposed to be in. But kindergarten registration should look very slim, especially once we add the Kitty Academy classroom, due to the fact that we are currently at our universe, which means that we should be able to accommodate the majority of all of our students. That does not mean that we would not have a wait list. That does not mean that we will always have openings, but we should be able to accommodate everyone at that point. Any questions with preschool? And you can see our preschool number is now $1,958,392. And then finally, maintenance reserves. We will be bringing back in pulling $200,000 from maintenance reserves. That supports all general maintenance across the district and all of our three buildings. That does not fall under our capital projects that we are doing. Capital projects are the larger projects. Breakdown of the 26-27 budget. So you can see here in the general fund, we have $21,058,159. Special revenue fund is $2,763,385. That encompasses all of our federal grants and our preschool education aid grant that we have. That brings our total budget to $23,821,544. Of that, the local tax levy is $9,255,340. And that tax levy falls into the general fund portion. From here with the tax levy, looking at our current year tax levy is $8,469,208. 2% increase is $169,384. Healthcare adjustment cost is $401,14. Banked cap is $215,734, bringing the total tax levy to $9,255,340. Tax levy impact. So based on that $9,255,340, the tax cost per $100,000 worth of property is $1,742.70. That's a $112 increase. The average home cost in Runnemede, based on the assessed value, is $149,752. So for elementary school tax, that would be $2,609.73 per year. That's a $174.73 increase, or $14.56 per month. Questions?
Nobody?
I have one quick question, Sean.
Yep.
The classroom at the academy, who supervises the teacher and aide? Do we supervise them, or does the director of the
We
academy
supervise the program. We do not supervise the teacher or the aide. We have a heavy influence, and I've asked these questions because I want to ensure the fact that we are able to follow our program with fidelity, and there is a process in place. So the director of Kitty Academy would be the one who's overseeing and supervising the teacher and the aide, based on what our requirements are. Myself, our preschool instructional coach, will be over there. Our social worker will be going over there to check in on the students. So all the staff members who are checking in on our preschool students will be checking in on those students as well. So they fall under the same guise. If there are concerns with the teacher, if I have concerns, so if I'm observing a lesson or things like that, I'll be having those conversations with the director and we'll be having those talks as well. Good question. I've been working closely with other districts that work with providers also to find out about contracts, what things they are charging for, how they're distributing the funds, what that looks like, to ensure the fact that we have all those things in line going into the new year. And once again, we are required to attempt to contract as a part of the grant. We are required to attempt to contract with a provider. We are also required to attempt to work with a Head Start program. The closest Head Start program is in Gloucester Township. They would need to have a full classroom and enough Runnemede students in their program to equal a classroom. So if we had a program at the Head Start in Gloucester Township, it would have to be 15 Runnemede students or just Runnemede students. They do not have that number of Runnemede students participating, but I need to show each year with the preschool program that I made that phone call. Any other questions?
No? Thank you, Dr. McCown. At this time, we're open for public comments on agenda items only. Does anyone have any public comments? If not, we move on to Mr. Iannucci.
Mayor, I want to thank you, Dr. McCown. I want to say publicly thank you for your work, everybody in our offices, for the development of the budget. That will be submitted to the county office, and we'll be looking for that, any changes. Presenting again in April, we'll have your color and chart.
Let's spend on it.
Let's turn down.
It's probably 2 pages these days.
It might be, actually, it might be 3.
3.
So I do appreciate all your work for that, and also for the role of the finance committee as well, the feedback, I appreciate it. Summer programming, as we said, I believe last month will be a day this year, because of work activities and goals. That information will be going out in the next several weeks, Dr. McCown. We're still hoping, if we don't have any more inclement weather, we started that program as we discussed last time. But I don't know because it might snow tomorrow.
Stop.
Sorry.
Now he's gonna.
So we'll get that information out.
50.
There is tonight, 25, 26 calendar to be amended. Biggest change would be you're adding March 20th as a full day for students and staff. And the last day for students and staff would be a half day on June 18th. That, if it is approved tonight, will be sent out to all families again. I did send an email out in February, letting them know if this was approved after our last meeting. But once it's official, if it is tonight, that will go out tomorrow morning. Spring break is coming up. We have a spring break, which I'm sure families and staff are happy about. So that will take place on the 3rd to the 12th. We haven't changed testing. We're still set for several weeks now. I believe May 11th to May 29th. Upcoming events, Ms. Yezi is having her spring festivals at Bingham and Downey. I've provided dates for you on May 5th and May 7th, May 5th at Downey, May 7th at Bingham. Always a good time. I think all that last year, so it's good this year as well. Bolt's graduation, there's Mr. Field over here. June 17th, we confirmed with Triton. This is Wednesday, and then we have time for that to be determined.
Same time as always.
Yeah, same time. 7 o'clock.
So if you'd like to attend, please let Mr. Field and Mr. Maloney know. We'll reserve a seat for you as well. Ms. Panzarella, I want to thank you for all your hard work, and your staff over at the RYA for a great weekend. We had a lot of people in and out of that building. We got some sleep on that following Monday.
Nope, I had a centennial. First thing in the morning.
Okay, well, you did a great job.
Thank
so
you.
We appreciate all the effort you did. Hopefully, you can raise a lot of money for a great cause. Run it back next year.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Iannucci? Okay. Dr. McHarren, do you have anything else to add?
Nothing on the finance side. On the curriculum side, I will say, as Mr. Iannucci said, we're preparing for NJSLA. We will probably be doing training with teachers in the next 2 weeks or so to make sure that they are ready for those changes that are coming up as well. We currently have access testing going on for our multilingual students, and then also we are getting prepared for DLM testing, which is for some of our special education students. We're in the process of, I think I was sharing with the Finance Committee, all of the program materials for the reading program. We're about to get delivered to the municipal building on the 2nd floor for K-5, so that would have been horrifying. Luckily, we have that getting moved to where, to each of the buildings individually. And that is all I have.
Anything for Dr. McHarren?
Oh, I will say for Rotary. Rotary is doing their Easter egg hunt on March 28th, 9 a.m.
Yes.
And that's going to be at, what?
Brady.
9:30. And that's at the park. And Dave saying everything. I'm used to saying Green Acres. I'm used to saying Green Acres. I'm like, it'll be at the park in Runnemede, yeah. And then it's for all students up through age 9. So reminders will be going out district-wide, so that way parents will be aware. That's all I have.
Awesome. Any questions on the district reports attached? No? Anything for the good of the order on other reports? Board report, New Jersey school boards, anyone have anything there? No? Okay, if there's no unfinished business, then we're ready for new business under property and transportation. I need a motion to approve items numbers 1 to 4. 3 and 4 were added there.
I'll make that motion to approve that.
Motion made by Dennis,
Second.
second by Lindsay. Any questions? Roll call?
Ms. Beebe? Ms. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarello?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under personnel, I need a motion for items 1 through 11. Motion made by Angel,
I'll second.
second by Lisa. That was you, right, Lisa? Okay. Any questions there? Roll call?
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Ms. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarello?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excuse me, before we move on, I just want to not embarrass Mr. Smitley, I see you back there. He's been approved for, as a current employee over at BAM, as a paraprofessional. He is going to be filling in over at Downey. You might know Mr. Smitley from town. So thank you for coming, Mr. Smitley. Anything you need, please ask Ms. Yezzi and Dr. McCarron and me if you need something, because that's the technical work, so I won't know how to help you over there at Downey, like they can, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you coming, and good luck. So thank you.
Good luck. Congratulations. Under finance, I need a motion to approve items number 1 through 6.
Make a motion to approve items 1 through 6.
Motion made by Lindsay,
I'll second.
second by Dennis. Any questions there? Roll call.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Ms. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarello?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under curriculum, I need a motion for 1 through 8. There's a few practical students added there.
We have so many practical students and student teachers, like, I was talking with Pat earlier, and we're out of spaces, like, we don't have any, we had to tell everyone we couldn't get one at this point, because they do that year-long program.
Yeah. Maria made the motion. Melissa?
Yes.
All right. Yes, we love to have our peeps back, you know that.
I love it.
Any questions there? Roll call.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Ms. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarello?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yes. Okay, under policy and public relations, I need a motion from 1 through 5.
I'll make that motion under approval.
Motion made by Dennis, second by Lisa.
Real quick on number 5.
That was my question.
So number 5 is something that's going on across the entire state of New Jersey. So the state is coming up with their own website for public notices, to post for public notices. So we will, this is approved, we have to have this approved, and then we will be posting things on our website, which we already do, regarding public notices. But if you go on the district website now and you look under Board of Education, you will see the top thing listed says public notice. So all the public notices will be listed there, and then on the state website, we will have to be registered as well to ensure the fact that people that look on the state website will be able to get links directly to our website for all public notices. And then that should reduce the online portion of having to put public notices in print papers and looking at it from that piece. So that's what that is talking about.
Thank you. Any other questions? That was mine. Roll call.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Ms. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. Lego?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Ms. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. Panzarella?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
At this time, we're open for public comment. Does anyone have any public comments at this time?
I really quick just want to thank Mr. Ankichi and all of the staff for their participation in that weekend event. We did raise $30,000. So, literally, the state of Delta raised $30,000. And it was great, not only during your game, but just seeing staff throughout the weekend. For instance, Ms. Terrera showed up with her husband and kids, and they walked repeatedly around the gym in between dance competitions with 50-50 buckets. So they not only came, but being staff, but they helped. So I appreciate that. In my borough role, I appreciate Mrs. Yazzie for her attendance at last week's meeting, and her emails since. So we're going to support the Runnemede Downey Spring Festivals as she and the district, Dr. McCarron's called, Cheer calls, are going to tell us for Borough's birthday. And last, but certainly not least, as basketball comes to an end with these next couple weeks, I cannot thank Frank and his staff enough. I do keep the line of communication on Monday mornings very open with a detailed schedule of the week ahead, but I can't thank you enough for helping our youth sports at the RYAA have at least. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, our next regular Board of Education meeting is April 29th here, 6:30. At this time, I need a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Maria, second by Lindsay. All in favor? Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Sorry I was late.